Welcome, everyone. If you are joining live, good evening to all of you. If you are watching the replay, thanks for watching. So, thank you, everyone, for joining on this webinar of HelloNote EMR review and 2026 features and roadmap. The goal of this webinar is to share a recap of what we've built in 2025 and what to expect for 2026. In 2025, this year, we completely migrated everyone over to our new 2.0 system. And our engineering team was hard at work to add state-of-the-art features to HelloNote, ranging all the way from documentation, practice management, scheduling, reports, and billing. So if you've been following our journey since our first HelloNote 1.0, you know all of the changes that we have came all around the years since our inception. Once 2.0 was launched, we created a brand new system that was built from the ground up. A lot of work, many years were put into the system. And this whole year was our first year on the 2.0 system. And we know we have a lot of clients that just jumped right into 2.0. So you may not have known that we migrated from a prior system. So a lot of work was done to make preparation for the advancements going into 2026 and beyond. Our goal is not to make a new system every year, every 2-3 years. We want to build 2.0 in a way that manages the infrastructure so we can constantly build features and allow us to scale. As we've grown, we realized quickly that we have to have the proper infrastructure in place because we love feedback. If you know us, you know we're very receptive to feedback. We always listen to our clients. We always listen to our feedback on demos, and we want to really and truly give you the best EMR experience that we can. So if you have given us feedback before, whether it's positive, constructive, thank you very much for it. And we still want you to give that feedback. If you haven't given us feedback, please feel free to do so. We're always looking for feedback, and that is how our system grows. Because remember, your feedback goes a long way, not just based on us. And we want you and your features to come to life so that way others can also benefit from those features. Many times I talk to clients and they pinpoint a few features that actually didn't come from us. It came from feedback. So we greatly encourage feedback. And if you are a current client of HelloNote, we of course appreciate you. If you are considering HelloNote, you can visit HelloNote.com to schedule a free demo. And now that we're about to start the new year of 2026, our main focus is on automation and AI. Artificial intelligence is here to stay. It is truly life-changing and system-changing. And it's up to us to produce something to give to our clients to help you streamline your workflow. Whether you're a therapist, practice owner, biller, or even a patient, automation and AI will be there to support you. I'll be going over some features we launched this year and share what to expect in 2026 in this short presentation. And then I'll actually pull up HelloNote and I'll show you a few of those features and go over what I'm about to present. And every year we do surveys. And we do our best to reach out to our clients for feedback because we really want to know what you want in an EMR. An EMR is not just something that you open once a day or twice a day. For many of you, it's something that you constantly have open, right? It's like a home that your business lives in. So our goal is to meet your needs and launch features that benefit you and others. And as I said before, if you have any feedback for us, please don't hold back and share it with us because we grow with feedback and we want HelloNote to be the EMR of the future. Also, after this webinar, whoever registered, we will be sharing a documentation compliance checklist. So please look out for that in your email. So let's begin our presentation. And I apologize if you do not know who I am. My name is Steve Glukh. I am the CEO of HelloNote. I'm also an occupational therapist, and I have been practicing since 2013, so over 10 years now. And I've been in many different settings. So I work with adults, pediatrics. I did home care, assisted living, skilled nursing facilities. So there's a lot of feedback that I received from my colleagues, patients, and that's what we wanted to bring to HelloNote. So thank you, everyone, for joining. So let's begin our presentation. So first, we wanted to go over the workflow and practice management features. So we have patient intake and consent features. So this is where every patient interaction begins. You can click a button and send your patient a text message and email of forms to fill out. These forms get uploaded automatically to their Documents tab. And from the Documents tab, you can actually pull that data and sync it into the patient chart. So depending on the fields, and you can control this, I'll show you where to go after this presentation. You can control required fields. You can control what gets synced into the chart. And you can control if something is a consent form where they just have to put in their signature, or it's a whole intake form where it's a questionnaire. We also have front desk experience. So this is a new platform that we're launching for, essentially it's a kiosk. So it supports your team at the point of care and your patients. So your front desk can have a supplement to check in patients, have them schedule, pay their bills, even leave you reviews. Right? You can also require. I'll show you a little bit about how that looks like. It's a reveal that I'll do, and we anticipate this feature will be live in just a few months from now. There's also a scheduling features we have, like waitlist management, that allows you to fill cancellations automatically. So if you have a busy schedule, you can add a patient to the waitlist if there's no room to see them today or tomorrow. And when there is a cancellation, it automatically blasts your waitlist with an available spot. There's also patient and team communications. You can chat with patients or team members directly through the system. And internal messaging as well. So you can keep communication within HelloNote, which is really nice because it keeps everything HIPAA compliant. And we also have a new two-way SMS and text as a feature coming for 2026. This will allow you text message your patients right within HelloNote. So a really cool feature. This feature should also be launched maybe in 2-3 months from now, and definitely going to help with patient engagement as well. Payments and credit card on file. So we do have an integration with credit card processing. I know a lot of you have been inquiring about that. So we work with Fiserv for credit card payments. They are one of the leaders in merchant accounts and credit cards. And our goal is to ensure that you are getting paid by your patients, whether it's collecting patient responsibility or offering them self-pay services. The goal is to get you paid. And with our integration, you can seamlessly collect credit card info right on the screen, or you could even send them payment links. A lot of patients are very cautious to give credit cards over the phone or in person. So we have a feature where you can send them a link. They click on the link, they can review what they're paying for and input their credit card there as well. So the kiosk mode is also part of our patient and team communication, where your team can communicate directly with the patient. So that also means through video chat. For example, if you are a small practice, or maybe you're not a small practice, but you want to supplement your front desk, our kiosk mode is going to allow you to place a tablet right in front, and patients can come in, they can check in, schedule appointments, leave a review, pay their bills, sign intake and consent forms, and there's also a checkout process as well. So this way they don't miss an opportunity to schedule a follow-up visit. E-faxing. E-faxing is a huge integration that is part of HelloNote. So it just makes your life easier by not having to manually fax anything. So I know we had a lot of clients reach out asking if we have an e-fax service. So this is something that we've had for many years. So I want to make sure everybody knows that you can sign up to our e-fax service, which is an incoming and outgoing service. This means that you can click a button to e-fax any notes, plan of cares, doctor orders, referral requests, or even any external documents. And you can also receive incoming faxes directly into HelloNote. On top of that, you'll get an email anytime a new fax comes in. So not only can you just log into HelloNote to get a fax, you can also preview that right from your email to know what you should do with that information. So whether it's a signed plan of care or a doctor's order, um, anything that comes in, you can preview it and attach it directly to the patient chart without having to download and then upload it. Patient tracking. Patient tracking is a feature that we had that was based on a report. It allowed you to add a patient status to your patients, whether it's an active patient, inactive, on therapy, pending eligibility. We allow you to create custom statuses. So we took it a step further, and now the patient tracking report became its own tool. So now the patient tracking will allow you to drag and drop patients and see in a visual graph how many patients are percentage wise on which status. And then you could move and drag and drop it. So really cool concept. And I'll show you that after the presentation as well. Task management. So not only are we an EMR, we are also a task management system. That means you can add reminders and events directly into your patient chart, and you can tag others to seamlessly manage all your tasks and workflow. I personally think this is an underutilized feature. Once I show it to you, if you have not been using it, I highly recommend you adapting to use it because you could run reports, you can see what's upcoming. And on top of that, you're going to get an email with a daily summary of what is due for the day. And not only is it due for the day, you'll also get a notification when the date and time occurs. So our goal is to make sure that you don't miss any important tasks or follow-ups because it's a busy world out there, right? So you're running a practice, again, whether you're a therapist or a clinic owner or biller, you want to make sure that you never miss anything when it comes to patient care. So I'll show you this, and I highly recommend you use this feature. And you can also tag others as well. So for example, if you are needing to sign a plan of care and the plan of care comes in, you want to put in a reminder to make sure that it was truly signed, and you can tag the therapist to confirm that it was, or they uploaded into the system. Next is payroll and invoicing. So we do have a therapist invoice report. Many clients use it and rely on it, and therapists rely on it because that is how they get paid. So of course, if you're a therapist, you want to make sure you get paid for your service. And through the advancements of HelloNote over the years, we've implemented different options for this invoicing process. So not only do you just attach a rate to a note, now you can attach rates based on visit types, insurances, even CPT codes. Some codes pay higher than others, so you can incorporate those rates directly into the system. And upon generation, it gets generated and it shows the total for the therapist. They can print it, sign it, and give it to you to process their payroll. We also receive a lot of feedback on this report because you want to make sure that this takes over the payroll process. So we recently added a column for therapist paid. So this way you can actually keep track if a therapist was paid or not for a specific visit. Next slide is our documentation features. First is a plan of care. So of course, HelloNote generates the plan of cares automatically. You do not need to do multiple notes. You do not need to copy any notes or fax twice. The plan of care is automatically derived from your main note, and you could e-fax that as well. The next one is progress notes and KX reminders. So if you are billing Medicare or any Medicare Advantage, you know how important progress notes are. And with KX modifiers, you want to keep track of that. So the system does have built-in reminders, and we want to make sure that it protects your reimbursement and gets you paid on time. So our KX modifier tracking allows us to keep track of what was submitted. So I don't want to say it was submitted, actually, because if we wait until submitted, because sometimes notes are done late, it won't catch that KX early enough. So we actually have an algorithm that predicts the billed amount. So this way we know what you will get paid based on the notes done. So we actually anticipate when to put on the KX even before the notes are submitted to billing. Because many times therapists don't do notes on time. I would know because I'm a therapist myself. And then we just do a whole bunch of notes in one shot. So it could be weeks worth of notes, hopefully not months worth. But we want to make sure that once the KX trigger hits, it starts applying on the note count rather than waiting for everything to be submitted. Documentation templates. So we built out documentation templates for carryover, right? So what that means is you can set up templates on your evaluation notes, and then those templates will carry over every time you do a note, starting with the evaluation. So we recently launched a new feature called custom templates, and I will show you that as well. And custom templates allow you to build your own template, whether you want one box, whether you want 100 boxes, and you can design it how you want with images, checkboxes, drop downs, dates, all of that. Over the years, we've been getting a lot of requests. Just add this one box for me, or just add this one line for me. The problem is it's very hard to add something from the engineering side because it's not just adding text. It's adding a full workflow that impacts our whole database. So we took it a step further and we created a custom note feature that does not need you to reach out to us. You can just create your own custom templates. And these templates can be used on the evaluation or daily notes. And you can check them on off as needed. Next is AI Scribe. So this is a big one coming for 2026. So we have a note transcription feature. So that is something you can already use, and we transcribe the note for you if you leave us the note details. But again, taking it a step forward is we're going to be allowing you to speak directly into the system, and it will create the draft note for you and save it for you as a draft, and you can review it as you need. So that is a feature coming in that we're building in-house. However, we do have a lot of integrations with AI scribes currently. So if you're interested to know more about that, just reach out to our support team, and they'll give you a list of supported scribes. Medicare compliance. So we want to make sure that with insurances like Medicare, you stay compliant, and your therapist shouldn't have to do all that work to ensure, kind of like a checklist. They don't need to go through a checklist. They just need to do their notes, and the system should give real-time feedback based on if they're compliant or not. So within our note templates, you know that we have a default template, and that default template is very, very defensible. We have a lot of clients reaching out to us with 100% pass rates when they get an audit, right? We love those emails when they come in. So if you have any to share, please share with us. It makes you feel good. It makes us feel good. We're doing a good job. And it's nobody wants to get hit with an audit. So when you have a 100% pass rate, you know all that work that you've been doing really pays off. So within our templates, within our system, we really want to make sure that if you do get an audit, you're not going to get money taken away. That's That's the worst thing that you want, because you work hard or your therapists work hard. So we want to make sure that we get paid for the hard work that we do. Custom notes and carryovers. I mentioned this in a prior item. So the carryover feature still works with custom notes. So that means you can create your own custom note, and the next note will pull that forward. Okay, which is really, really nice. And on top of this, jumping into the template sharing 19, we are also going to allow you to share your template with other, either somebody that you're a friend or a colleague, or even the HelloNote community. So we want to do more with the HelloNote community in 2026. That also includes launching our Facebook group so this way we can have a lot of collaboration there and hear feedback from everyone. And that also includes just if you have a template that you built out and you don't mind sharing it, you can click a button and share it to the HelloNote community. So we would appreciate that, and I'm sure others would as well. Going back to point number 18, flow sheets. So we do have a flow sheet, but it's very simple right now, and it's getting revised to be a whole flow sheet manager. This also means that you'll be able to print the flow sheet, add images to them, print them and share them with your patients. And on top of that, it's going to allow you to predefine fields for CPT codes for billing. So I know we've been getting asked this a lot. So finally, we're bringing this out. So you can actually put in the billing data inside the flow sheets, and it's going to populate into your note. And it's up to you to modify that as needed, but it will absolutely save you time and make sure you can track progress for your patients. Bone exercise program and RTM. So we have an RTM and HEP integration. If you are interested in that, please reach out to us and we'll set you up. And there's a lot more integrations to come for the next year as well. Billing features. So we actually have a lot of billing features already, but we're maximizing those in 2026. Eligibility verification. So eligibility is huge because you need to make sure that you are able to see your patient without doing the note, sending to billing, and not getting paid. So eligibility verification already exists in the HelloNote platform. We are taking it a step further with more integrations. And the integrations that we'll be adding is going to be also based on more portals and more AI as well. So if there's a complicated eligibility check, you can ask a question. What is the deductible? What is the co-payment? What is the co-insurance? What's the out-of-pocket maximum? And it's going to feed that information to you. So really cool. We're looking forward to that. Claim scrubbing and prediction trends. So we want to make sure that if you do your notes and you submit it to billing, you are not going to get denied from that. So as part of our effort to put in more automation and AI, we are going to be predicting based on your prior billing, what is the percent chance that your claim will get paid? So if you've been billing 15 claims and you get 100% reimbursement, then you'll get a very high chance for the prediction trend for this patient. But if it has authorization attached to it, or maybe you were getting some adjustment codes, maybe there's co-payments or co-insurances involved, you might have a little bit less of a prediction trend for this patient. And we're going to combine that into insurance prediction trends. So this way you could see over time, what is your trend for reimbursement per insurance as well, which is really cool. And of course, we're going to add filters for therapists and disciplines as well. Also, patient statements and super bills. So we want to make sure that not only are you billing the insurance, but there's a lot of money that is left on the table when it comes to patient responsibility. So over time, we've been doing research and getting feedback that patients sometimes do not pay their bills on time or fully, or sometimes they just stop responding. So we want to ensure that when you do submit the claim to the insurance, you get paid. And then when the claim gets posted, it tells you what is left for the patient responsibility. So that is really important because we want to make sure that you're getting every single penny back because your time is valuable and every penny counts. And that's why you're in business, right? So you want to make sure that you're running a successful, profitable business. Even if your reimbursements are low, that should not make it so patients do not pay, right? So co-pays sometimes are higher, sometimes they're lower, but everything counts. So we are building out more automation features for patient statements and super bills. That means once you get paid, it will automatically trigger a payment link to go out to the patient, whether that's a text message or email. Patient will get it and it's going to try again. So you'll be able to specify how many attempts you want us to send to the patient automatically before it tells you we could not collect the patient payment. So at that point, you need to take the next step. Next is billing automation. So reducing errors before claims go out. So our goal for 2026 is also going to be a lot of automation. So that also means faster reimbursement. So as soon as a note is done, you do not have to wait for somebody to go in and review that and add any modifiers, submit it to insurance and so on. So we're actually working on a better integration with the clearinghouses so you get real-time claim status. What that means is that you do a note, therapist does a note, they finalize it, It checks to make sure there's no errors. It goes out, and in real time, you can run a report and see the status of that claim, whether it's an acknowledged pending, acknowledged final, paid, error state. It will tell you that directly in HelloNote. So no more needing to go into another portal and having to release claims or anything like that. So everything will be tied back into HelloNote, including ERAs. Once they come in, it will post it for you, either automatically or you press a button, up to you, and saves you a ton of time, or your billers a lot of time. So this is actually a really good solution for billing automation. Also on the bottom here, there's managed billing services that we've been getting asked a lot. So that is coming soon. We'll share more about that in a separate webinar in a few months. We're putting together some logistics here, but I know a lot of clients have been asking for this service. So we'll have more information on that in the coming months. Next is some other features. Live support. So our support team does work really hard to ensure that they respond to every single ticket, phone call, and email. So please, if you have any questions, reach out to us. Sometimes we do random calls. Our customer success team can call clients, and sometimes they tell us they didn't want to bother us with a question. No, we want you to bother us. We want to hear your feedback, and we want to answer your questions. So please reach out to us. We encourage it, and we want to make sure that you're getting answers as fast as possible. And even if it's a feature request, right? So if you have a feature request, let us know, and we would love to put it on our engineering pipeline. Next is bookkeeping and expenses. So we try to add on different features or modules to HelloNote. So for example, a lot of our clients, they run simple bookkeeping, right? We learned that you use Excel or you use a free version of QuickBooks because it just works for you. You don't need anything more than that. Some of you do, but some of you don't. So we do have a bookkeeping and expenses feature built into HelloNote for you. So we definitely want to make sure that you could see how your finances are organized. What are your expenses, your gross revenue, your net revenue after you pay your therapist. That all matters because we also want to make sure that you're running a healthy and successful practice. So just because you're our client is not enough for us. We want you to grow because when you grow, we grow. So we want it to be a great symbiotic relationship. Multi-location support. So you can manage multiple clinics from one system. So over the years, as we grew, we built multi-location support. So you can add multiple locations directly into your user account. You don't need to log out of one account to log into another one. You can link, or we can link you to multiple accounts, whether you have a in-home practice with multiple locations, or you have multiple clinics, or a hybrid. Sometimes you have a mobile practice and you have a clinic. So we can tie all that into one login so you can manage your practice all in one area. You don't need to log out and have multiple logins for different locations. Inventory management. So we also added a feature that allows you to add different inventory items or services, extra services that you can provide. So that's also built into the system. And we encourage you to use it so you could see exactly what you have of what equipment. And you can also apply tax rates on it. So if you do sell it to a client, to your patient, when it prints out the receipt, it actually also has the tax rate on it. Next is announcement blast. So this is a feature we launched, I think it was about 1 quarter ago, maybe 3-4 months ago. We've had a lot of positive feedback with this, and we've got a lot of really good constructive feedback on this. So a lot of that feedback was already implemented, and we encourage users to start using it. So the feature here, the goal is to blast all of your patients or all of your team members or all of your referring providers with some type of message. So maybe you onboarded massage therapy and you wanted to let all your referring providers know that you have a new service, or your patients to know that you have massage services. Maybe it's somebody's birthday from your team and you wanted to send a blast to everyone to let them know. So you can use that feature. And the great part about this feature is that it comes with multiple communication options. So you could do eFax, text, and email. Okay, so all of those are incorporated into this feature. And I will show you this as well live here in just a few minutes, but it also comes with templates. So you can save templates and you can use that template, reuse those templates as needed. And the last thing here is the e-signatures with optional GPS. So maintaining compliance and assurance. So some insurances are requiring GPS logging, especially for in the home. They want to make sure that the patient was seen when and where they say they were seen. So we have a feature for e-signatures with optional GPS. If you wanted to use the GPS feature, let us know. We can turn it on for you. Essentially, it's good for maintaining compliance and making sure that you can actually take insurances that require this. And the next slide is just to showcase the AI feature requests that we've been getting. So again, this is based on surveys of many clients, and just to see the trend of what type of AI features that you are looking for. So it seems like therapists really want AI features for their documentation. Then billing is the next one as far as the percentage, and then it's practice management. So, and we're working on all of these. We're working on all of these and more. Also scheduling, AI, there's a lot. So AI opens up a whole new world of opportunities. We're excited to launch a lot of these features. But our main focus right now is to bring in AI scribe and the billing automations and AI, followed by practice management. So keep the feedback coming. We're very fortunate to get all the feedback and to grow as fast as we are. And all the feedback that we get and referrals that we get from you, it really means a lot to us and our team. So thank you very much for that. And thank you. And this is a way to contact us. Again, if you are not a HelloNote client, please visit HelloNote.com and you can click schedule a demo. And you can select a date time that works for you. And we'd love to do a free demo for you to see if HelloNote was the right fit for you. So let's jump into to HelloNote here. So I already have an account here open, and I just wanted to go over some of those features. Because again, when we do feedback, we have clients that don't know some of these features, right? Because there's a lot of them. We're also implementing a new way to share updates with you. Okay, we do send newsletters, but sometimes they get stuck in your spam box or they just get skipped over. So on the top of HelloNote here, you're going to start seeing a new banner here when we have new updates, and you'll be able to click on it. It'll tell you what new updates we have, and it won't show up again until the next time we update. So this way we ensure that we are properly letting you know what new features we have, because we build out so many features and we want to make sure that you know about it. Even if you don't use it, at least you know that it's there. So first things first, I just created this new patient here. So make sure that you're using these sub icons here. So one of the things I went over is the intake and consent forms. So when you click intake and consent forms, you can select any forms that we either have by default for you, or you can create your own forms. Okay, you can also include a credit card intake form. Okay, so if you wanted to capture a credit card directly on the intake form, you could do that here as well. And once you send, please fill out my things, for example, and you also have auto completes in here. So once I send this over, I just want to make sure everybody knows this. It doesn't only go to the patient's email, because sometimes you want to fill it out right there with the patient. You're actually going to get this link here, and if you click on it, it's going to bring up that intake form page. Okay, so you could just fill it out right there and there with your patient. Okay, so no need to have the patient, especially if you're doing home care and the patient is elderly. You could do it right there with them. Okay, so let's see, just to show you, it's over Judy. I click confirm, identity confirmed, and now you can go into the next forms. Okay, so again, we have templates in here. You can do consent forms, credit card forms, whatever is needed. But the next thing to show from here is the events. So I mentioned events before. So this is the task management. So for any patient, you can click create event. You can select the event type. Okay, it could be as simple as something with a communication based on documentation, eligibility, missed visit, billing, anything you want. You could set a status to it. You can put the remind date and time, and you can also tag another user. Okay, so that means the other user will also get this notification. You could also tag it to a case. Okay, so follow up with patient, whatever you want to put in. Once you press save, it's going to add it. And on the bottom of every profile, there is. So it's going to have a log here, including who created this event. You can also search by the author or who's the tag person. You can search by the event type, and you can even search by the status. So if you only want to see pending ones, you can do that, or incomplete ones, you can do that as well. And also, once an event is complete, simply go to actions, update event, select the status to complete, save it, and you're done. So very simple. Scrolling back to the top here, one of the feedbacks we actually received from a client is to automate the intake of whoever's, especially the team member that's in charge of adding new patients. So for example, if I click on the new patient button on this office, I have a feature turned on that right on one screen, it already gives me all the required fields. So I can put in the first name, last name, addresses, phone, gender, and insurances, right? Insurances here. I can add the insurance ID, including preloading any case settings. So you can preload all those case settings, whether it's NUC rules or billing rules. Okay, add IDs. And this is a great, actually really good feature, is when you click the plus button here, you can actually create cases directly from here. So if I select the PT, it automatically generates me a case for the PT, and then I can automatically, Facebook wouldn't be a referring provider, but anyone here, we can select as a referring provider here, and you can keep adding it. So if I select now an OT or something, I can, essentially just create a patient's profile in one screen with the insurance and all the case information, which is actually really cool. So I appreciate the feedback that we got for this feature, and appreciate our engineering team for getting this done, because I really think it's going to help a lot of you automate the process and not forget to put in certain fields. And another reason why I think this goes really well with automation is because a lot of times you get a new patient and somebody forgets to put in something simple like the gender or date of birth. And then when it comes to billing, that claim is going to be held. Our system will not let it go forward because it's missing date of birth or gender, for example. Okay, and it's going to want somebody to fill that out. But using this feature, it actually allows you to automatically generate everything and fill out everything right on one screen. Next is just going into the insurance tab here. So you can add as many insurances as you would like. Okay, so when you add primary and secondary insurances, we're just going to go into actions, edit. I want to point out that there is an option for secondary crossover. Especially over this year, it's been actually getting really common for there's payers out there. If you're billing Medicare, the secondary crossover kicks in automatically, usually. So you won't have to really do anything here. But if it's not Medicare, you can actually choose secondary on file or choose the MSP code, which is the Medicare secondary payer code for a patient. So that means that when we submit the billing, both insurances will be on the claim. Okay, so it's a really, really cool feature. Please make sure you use it. But again, if you know that the insurance automatically crosses over, just don't use this feature because it will automatically cross over. Okay. Also eligibility. So we do have integrated eligibility checks. Okay. So this is a dummy account I'm on, so I don't have access to this feature. However, if you want access to it, just let us know and we will turn it on for you. And with check eligibility feature, it's going to display you the eligibility for the patient. And as I mentioned before on the slides, we're working with new integrations to give you more details, because sometimes there's different portals, and the new AI integration partner we'll be working with is going to be using AI and tapping directly into the insurance portals to give you real-time data. So really, really cool. Looking forward to that. Of course, on the bottom here, authorizations, you can set up authorizations as you need, and the system keeps track of it. So make sure you're using that so you don't get to a point where you submit a billing and then you're not getting paid simply because the authorization went over. Insurance companies are not lenient, so they most likely will not backdate it for you. So it'll be a shame to not get paid for those visits. On the next tab to go over, so payments. So again, credit card integration is a huge, huge integration. And we've seen a lot of clients boost their revenue simply by offering credit card payments. So whether you're collecting patient responsibility or doing self-pay or a combination of both, I highly recommend you turning on the credit card feature. Reach out to us. We'll give you the link to sign up. You can of course talk to the to Fiserv, ask them any questions you need. On the HelloNote side, there's no additional fee, so it's not like we have to charge you anything extra. We added this feature for the convenience, so this way you get paid more to use this. You can also store credit cards on file, so a lot of really cool stuff here. Visits and receipts. So this area is actually one of the busiest sections in our EMR when we reviewed the usage. Documentation being number one, of course, but visits and receipts closely follows, because this is where you could see exactly what's going on with your patient balances, right? So, and in the insurance tab here, just going back, make sure you're inputting your copays in here, because when you go to visits and receipts, it'll automatically add the patient responsibility, even if you did not do the note yet. So for example, we could see here that there's a row here. There's no note, of course. This was from today. So I'm just going to update the attendance. So once I press save, okay, so notice right away the copay popped up. I didn't have to remember to go put in, oh, patient has a $25 copay, right? So it automatically pops up for me. And if the patient wants a printed statement, click actions. I could either send them the payment link, I can email them a statement super bill, or of course I can print them the receipt. So if the patient wants a simple receipt or an invoice for this amount, just click on patient receipt invoice, because if you click full, it's going to include all of the bill and insurance information, and sometimes patients get confused. So let's print this one. Also, it's going to ask me if I want to mark this invoice as sent. So I do recommend you press yes if you want to, because it allows us to keep track of which statements you did send. So once that is generated, then you get a nice little PDF here, and you could print this out for the patient and send it off. Also, I could scroll down and you could see here that this is all customizable, by the way, from the bottom here. So including the QR code. If you have a QR code that you want to put in the system, go ahead. They can pay you through Zelle or however you want. Also, on the top here, this header, it's adjustable, so you can actually left format it or right format it in the settings. So if you wanted to, for example, mail patient statements, you can left format it and it fits in the window, the envelope, which is really nice. Also, every statement comes with an invoice number. So if a patient ever calls you and has a question, you can always put that invoice number in here, and it's going to filter out the list to let you know which matching invoice this is. Also, I just want to mention a little bit about the check marks on the right. So notice when I put my mouse over it, it gives me a whole log, email statement, printed statement, and so on. So it keeps track of when you print statements, when you email statements, when you send payment links, all of that, because we want to tie that into a report and make sure that you see how many times you attempted collections for the patient. Because at some point, no matter how much times you send the patient statements or payment links, sometimes the patients just don't pay and you want to flag those patients. So that's important. There is an icon legend. So you can also filter the balances based on the paid, who owes you money less than 30 days, over 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and so on. Also, for your billers, if you have a biller or you're doing your own billing, you can input comments in the system and then use these show billing comments toggles, either schedule comments or billing comments, which exposes a column on the right. So this way you could see in comments like rebuild, attempted collections, whatever the case is. Next tab on the notes, I do want to show you the custom templates. Before I do that, I want to, because we are at the end of the year and you'll see this reset KX button. So this button is going to appear as long as there's at least one case that has a KX modifier on it. So make sure in the new year, you reset the KX modifiers after you bill out all of your 2025 claims. Or you can actually reach out to our team and we can reset it for your whole office. So if you want to catch up on all your 2025 notes, build them out, and then let us know, hey, I did all my notes for 2025, and I want you to reset all my KX modifiers. So instead of you having to go and figure out which patient, we can do that for you. Just reach out to us, and we'll be happy to do that. So let's go. Let's add a new case quickly. I'm gonna create the case as a custom profile. We're gonna do webinar 2025. I'm going to select Medicare B here. Everything else, I'll just leave alone and save it. Okay, so I'm going to go into this case by clicking on it. I'm going to click New Note, and I'm going to click Add Evaluation Note. So remember, you can click Pick Evaluation Template, and you can create or save custom ones. But in this case, I'm going to do a new one, just so I could show you here, Custom Note tab. And in the custom note tab are all of my pre-made templates, right? So for example, home safety assessment. Once I press add, it loads up a template for me. And this is all custom done, meaning it's not something that our engineers have to do one by one. The engineers did build out this feature. So a lot of credit to them for that. But essentially this means you can load up your own template. All these boxes, they're all up to you, right? So you could do checks, numbers, dates, whatever you want here, which is really, really cool. And you could see it could get as lengthy as you want. Okay, so you could do one box, or you can do a whole bunch of boxes, which is really, really nice. So let's save this as a draft. And I'm going to go over now to the left sidebar. And I'm going to show you how to create those templates. So you're going to go to Settings, and you're going to click Custom Note Template, which is different from Evaluation Note Template. Because remember, Evaluation Note Template allows you to preload data from existing templates, which is, again, a great feature in itself. But Custom Note Template allows you to generate your own custom template. So here's the templates that I have here. If I wanted to create a new one, I click Create New Custom Note Template on the right, and then you'll see here all of these options. Okay, and we've heard feedback here that this was actually a lot of fun for some of our clients to create, because we give you all of these options. So you take it and you drag it, and then you from here, what is your aim level today? For example, save. That's it. Now my box is there. If I want a number field, once again, I drag it in. So aim level, save. Again, you could even do check boxes here. So I'm going to add a checkbox right here. So, again, a lot of time you could spend on creating a template, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually really quick. And you could save it and share it with your office. And if you want to, you could share it with the HelloNote community, which would be really nice. So that's a little bit about our custom note templates here. So let's go to the next thing is the schedule. So again, based on feedback, I want to make sure that everybody knows that we have a waitlist queue feature. So on the top here, you'll see if you have anyone on your wait list, you can click on it. It's going to show you all of your patients on the wait list, including the last date and time that they were scheduled. You can add comments here. You can assign providers. You can approve or deny them. And of course, the patient will get an email and text message to let them know whether they were approved or denied the appointment. And what's really nice is when I go to available slots tab, I can actually fill a gap notification. So for example, if I take a therapist here and I want to say, let's say 60 minutes, I press search, it's going to tell me all of the gaps that this therapist has that match the 60-minute interval. So, and then when I press gap fill notification, it's going to blast all of, depending on the discipline, of course, so in this case, it would be PT. It would blast everyone here waiting for PT and let them know, hey, there's an open slot. Would you like to take it? Okay. And then the patient could, of course, reach out. So another really, really cool feature. Also, once you cancel a patient on this schedule, it's going to ask you, do you want to send out a notification to your wait list? So I do recommend you using this feature. Okay. Let's see here. So one other thing I wanted to show you, we do have an integration with Google Maps, especially if you're based in the home. So we'll allow you to open up a nice image of Google Maps, including pinpointing all of the patients wherever they are. So in this case, I have one patient on my schedule. It shows me one. In your case, even if you have 50 patients, it's going to show you where your patients are based on the map, which is really cool. It also color codes it depending on the discipline, which is really nice. So going back to the left side here, one of the new features we're launching is going to be the billing dashboard. So I love this. This is great. This is going to help everyone doing billing a lot. And the reason is because you could see how many claims are going out, what's your paid claims, pending claims, ready to send. All of that is going to be here, including these quick filters. So if I click the last 90 days this month, you'll see that the numbers will change based on that, including your payments. How many payments were submitted? How many were paid? And of course, again, you can change the filters here. Also, we're going to be exposing different reports. Top paying insurances, lowest paying, top paying CPT codes. We're also going to allow you to add different reports here too, like what is my top paying diagnosis code, or who's my top paying, therapist, or something like that. So yeah, give us feedback. But this is going to be great, including this activity tracker. So the activity tracker will allow you to see how many claims were audited by who, how many claims were submitted by who, and so on, including posting. So really cool stuff here to automate the billing. Next is, as I know we have a few more minutes, I wanted to get to as much as possible. So the patient status tracker. So this is what I mentioned, where this used to be a report, and now we made it into a feature. And the reason is because it's allowing you to see all your patients based on the categories or the statuses, and you could just drag and drop them into any lane. And once I do that, it's going to say, you want to move this patient, I press update, and it moves it, and it recalculates my graph, which is really cool. And just to show you that you can create your own, I'm going to go back to patients here. Look at any random patient, press edit. So you can click this green plus, and you can add any status that you want, because every one of you can operate different. So you can create as many statuses as you want, and that patient tracker will allow you to see from a whole what's going on with your office. You can go as much into detail as possible. You can tag them as pending therapy or pending eligibility or home health, needs authorization. It's up to you how you want to use it, but it's always nice to see it visually, and you can move patients to different lanes as you need. Okay, so next is reports. So there's a lot of reports here. So one thing I want to encourage you is just use this part icon if you wanted to save a report to favorites. It's going to save you time. Now on top of that, if you scroll to the top, you're going to see it says search navigation. Okay, so when you go to search navigation, you don't have to remember which category a specific report is on, right? You could just go here, oh, patient responsibility report. Okay, and you're gonna click on it. It takes you to that report, or aging balance report, or CPT settings. Up to you. But I highly recommend using this to save your clicks. I use it a lot personally. So then we have the announcement feature that I said I'm gonna show you. So announcement feature. So first I'll show you here. You could send email to patients or email to providers, SMS to patients, or even fax providers or email and text their team. So you can select whichever one you need. And then based on your templates, you can use this. So let's say there's an office party or something like that. You could save this template, send it off, and everyone will get it as long as you tag it on here. So make sure that you're using that. Next thing I wanted to go over quickly is the front desk assistant. So this is our kiosk mode. So we're really, really excited to launch this soon. So the kiosk mode is going to be called front desk assistant. So once you load this up on your tablet, whichever tablet you want, you're going to get into a mode that looks like this. Now, of course, patients won't be able to get out of this mode without putting in a password, but it will allow patients to check themselves in, check themselves out, or even if it's a new patient, they'll be able to fill out intake forms and all the basic information for you to see them for that first visit, which is really, really cool. So we'll be sharing a lot more details on this. Just wanted to show you the concept here. But again, the goal is to streamline that patient process and save your staff time when patients can come into your office, go up to the kiosk and check themselves in, pay their bills. It's going to tell them if they owe money, if they don't owe money. So yeah, streamlines your whole workflow. So I'm going to get out of the desk assistant mode in the meantime. The next, let's get out of full screen view. And I know I went over a lot of stuff, and I know there's a lot more to share, and we're going to do a lot more webinars as well. One of the other things that we truly appreciate from our users is your referrals. You send your colleagues, your friends, sometimes family, or whoever to us. So if you click on this affiliate link page, everybody has a unique link that you can give to others. So make sure that you do give that link to others. Don't just let them know, hey, reach out to HelloNote. And if you do tell them that, make sure that they specify who that you refer them, because they do get a special promotion, and you do get a reward for it. So we want to make sure that you get a reward for referring patients. So you can copy this link, or you can click one of these shortcuts to share on social media. We greatly appreciate that. And we do work with clinics of all sizes, right? So we work with brand new startups. So if you're thinking of starting your own practice, reach out to us. We have a special relationship with collaboration with Kara Welke, with Next Level Therapy. We'll help you start a practice. If you're an existing practice, we can help you grow your practice. So we all want to work together. And as truly a therapist-run EMR, we want to give back, and we know what it's like to run a clinic. And we're very grateful to have all of the users that we have. And we're growing very fast, so we're very fortunate for that. And we want to give back, right? The goal is to give back, and the only way we could give back is through collaboration and as a team. So you can always reach out to me as well. My email is steve@hellonote.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn or Facebook. I always respond to everyone. So even if you email me, it might take me a couple days, but I will get back to you. Everybody knows I do get back to every single person. And I want to thank everyone for joining this webinar, and the whole HelloNote team, including their onboarding team, our support team, sales and marketing team, engineering team, and QA team. And of course, thank you for choosing HelloNote as your EMR partner in service. Have a great holiday, everyone, and happy and healthy New Year. Thank you, everyone.